I want to play something that Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp said about why he waited to issue a statewide stay-at-home order.
Finding out that this virus is now transmitting before people see signs. So what we've been telling people from directives from the CDC for weeks now, that if you start feeling bad, stay home. Those individuals could have been infecting people before they ever felt bad. Well, we didn't know that until the last 24 hours. And as Dr. Toomey told me, she goes, this is a game changer for us.
I'm really kind of stunned by what he said, because we've known that for quite some time, haven't we?
Anderson, this is inexcusable. I mean, it's just inexcusable.
I mean, that he can't be on. He can't be being honest.
Everyone has been talking about that. My kids who go to school in Georgia knew that a month ago. I mean, I can't even believe that. I mean, look, this is serious. There was a paper written back in early February about this. There was significant evidence of this even earlier than that in China that scientists were paying attention to. The scientific community, I mean, the CDC, who he just referenced, which is in Georgia, talked about this on a public call on February 4th. We've known this for a long time. To say that we just found out in the last 24 hours, and that's why we're doing this, this is just not right. I mean, you know, that's an excuse. I don't know, maybe he really didn't know that, which means someone didn't tell him, although I find that very hard to believe. I mean, everybody in the country, even grade school students, have known this for well over a month.
There's not such a thing as political malpractice. I don't know if it's criminal, but for him, I mean, of course, if the governor of the state has not briefed himself on everything about this virus, that is, I mean, it's inexcusable. I still don't understand. There is no scientific rationale for the governors who have yet to actually declare stay-at-home orders for their state. I mean, I don't understand how any governor, I understand economic concerns and all that. Nevertheless, if we are truly all in this together, which we are, it's important that everybody be under the same guidelines, no?
Absolutely, Anderson. It's essential. I mean, no state can be an island in the middle of all this. And you know what? If they're not doing this by now, they're affecting and risking my health. They're affecting and risking your health. You know, people they don't even know in places far away. It's not just about any individual anymore. It's about everybody. I mean, you know, I feel like a broken record. You and I've said this so many times, but we are really dependent on each other in a way that, you know, I've never experienced before. So the fact that this is not happening, it doesn't make sense medically or scientifically. I think everybody gets that by now. But Anderson, you know, you and I talked to Bill Gates. We've done tons of interviews about this. It doesn't make sense economically either, because we're going to pay a big price in the longer run. I mean, you know, Georgia's announced it, Florida's announced it. It's still not in effect yet. I think it goes into effect, I think, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I just...
And churches, by the way, are exempt.
Really stunned by that.
I mean, large gatherings, churches are exempt. I mean, you know, I understand the political reasons for that and the religious reasons for that, but just the scientifically, you know, science is what rules the day in a pandemic, and the science says don't gather in large groups.
You know, look, I mean, I can understand that people want to lean on each other. Faith is really important at this time. The science is clear. And I think, I just say it again, it's not just about you. It's not just about an individual. You do this, and you're going to risk your family's health. You're going to risk your community's health. You're going to risk everyone around you. So if you're not doing it for yourself, if you think, hey, I'm okay, I'm willing to take the chance, well, maybe the guy next to you is not willing to take that chance. Maybe your family member is not willing to take that chance. I mean, I don't know that we can be any more clear on this, Anderson. I mean, it's an important message. I think most people have gotten it, thankfully, but there's too many who still haven't. And some of those people who haven't are people in power who could really do a lot of good by really just paying attention to the science, not saying 2 months after we've known this that, oh, I just heard that this can spread asymptomatically. I just heard this over the last 24 hours. You can't do that. It's just not right. It's not right.
Yeah, I mean, if that's true, that he just heard that, he just learned that, then he has not been paying attention and he is not doing his job. I mean, that's completely irresponsible.
To the most important issue that has affected us probably, certainly in my lifetime. So he's not been paying attention to the most important issue that he'll probably ever run into in his lifetime, certainly as a governor. And he says, I just found out about this.
Yeah.